Hello, it's John Bench Fisherman. Well, I bought these things. I bought these at auction. I thought they were the same reel, but they're not. One's an HT and one's a PT. They're 1500 FLs, left-hand Daiwas, mag control, made in Japan. Well, I'm kind of glad they're two different reels. I can do two different videos. So we're going to go pick one. I mean, can it get any uglier than that? There's stuff, barn dust hanging off of it. Basement dust, who knows? We're already getting off to a good start here. That's stuck. There we go. As you know, I do not like the old Daiwa baitcasters because the drag is backwards. If you turn it backwards, that's tightening it up. If you turn it forward, it's loosening it up, and that's aggravating as you don't know what when you're fighting a fish. When you're used to using a Shimano. But I'm not going to keep these reels. I plan on selling them on my eBay store, which is getting ready to go back up probably today. Beautiful. It says 2 ball bearings. We'll see. So this one I'm doing first is the 1500 FL. Line capacity of 10, 12, 14, 120 of 12. Yeah, I'll set that to the side. So it looks like you got 2 long screws. They have thumb screws on them. And they're going to let this side come off. And there's your mag control. And then here's your spool. I generally I don't take this apart. I clean it just like it is. There's really no point. Okay, let's dig in. 2 screws to take this side off. Okay, there was a bushing. Those screws have bushings on them. That's new. Don't lose those. Well, that's unusual. No. Well, let's take it apart and get it out of there, I guess. Okay. Here's that bushing. Do not lose that. That helps hold the cover center onto the reel. I guess it's really important to do that. So those go with those 2 screws. There's another bushing right up in here that goes with that cap. And that's everything from that. We'll scrub that up. Here's the meat and potatoes. Got a bearing. Seems to be fine. So there's one ball bearing. We'll put it over here and put some oil in it. These two springs need to come off before they fly somewhere. Alright. Well, you know how I do things. I lay the stack out. So it goes this, the two concave convex spring washers, your gear, and we'll take it apart. It's going to be one drag washer under it. Not much of a drag. And you got a drag washer under that. So we'll do it like that. We can go ahead and pull the pinion out now. It goes like that. The cog and anti-reverse dog come off together. No shims under that. There is a bearing. Sure is. There is a bearing. It pushes out to this side, I think. Like on there. Try and get that bearing out. I believe to get that bearing out, I got to pull this. Okay. Yeah. That comes out. This slides off. So all that goes together. Then this piece can just come up off of there. Okay. There's a spring that's got to come off. No, this didn't have to come off of there. I'm not sure how that bearing is retained, but we're going to figure it out. But before I get too far along, well, let's see here. Does that go back this way? It may go out the way it was. It's not going to go in there. I need something that will go right in the middle of that. Yep, I could have done all that without doing what I just did, but okay, it's all right. We'll clean it up good. Okay. I probably should have paid attention to how that came out. I know how it goes back though. Okay. Because that went into that. Okay, I'm going to have to stop for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, it's cleaned up. Let's see what we can do with it. Oh, I forgot to spray everything down. Y'all probably wonder, why does he do that? Well, I've just put this stuff through a ultrasonic cleaner that's about 140 degrees. It's cooked all the greases and oils off of it. All right, so this, I'm just putting the oils and greases back on it to protect it, not to, this doesn't really help it run any better. WD-40 is a protectant, not a lubricant, really. It's a penetrating oil, I guess. But anyway, I digress. Let's put this bad boy back together. As luck would go, this thing fell apart on me a couple of times trying to wash it. Oh, come on now. I don't want to lose track of which way that goes on there. We're going to set that aside just for a second while we clean it up. This reel is really nasty. It just had something just all over it. It was almost like a real fine little grit of brass all over the reel. I don't know if it sat in a machine shop, home workshop, and got really nasty, but it was really dirty. Let's put it that way. Okay. The last thing that came out was that bearing. So I'm going to slide the bearing back in. It goes in just like that. Okay. The next thing that came out was the level line. Yeah. See how this goes. Tight fit for my big fingers. So you slide the worm gear back into the tube, and the tube has to go on that, and then you put this whole unit back up in there just like that. Drop your pawl. Let's put a little dab of oil in there. Drop your pawl down in there. Spin the gear until it drops down. And you got this little bitty shim that goes right on top. You see that? And then this cap. That shim is just to keep that pawl in contact with the worm gear. And roll it up. And give her a spin. Okay. Okay. A couple things fell off of it. Just, oh gosh. That's a big old mess, isn't it? A big air bubble come out of it, and that mess went everywhere. Okay. First thing is this. I guess this is the flipping switch. That spring does not want to stay. I know what I'll do. Put some grease on the spring. It might hold it. This might be fun. This has to go in like this, but that spring has to go into that hole. Yeah. Now, this is going to probably be a major pain, but I don't really know how it's going to work. Come on. Boy, I tell you what, I don't like that setup at all. It's not very serviceable. When they got a spring just kind of floating around out there, that ain't never good. That spring's got to go in here. This is going to be one of them walk away reels. I'll tell you right now. There's no sense in this, the way this is made. I did not have to take this out, so I can only blame myself for this. You know how that goes. You hang on to all this. Maybe as soon as I get the flipping switch in place, the spring flies out. Every time. Like it's going to do it right now. I got it. Look at that shit. Tell you what. Yeah. Okay. We got it. Before that goes flying out of there, we got to put some lube down in there. This goes in like, how does that go? That's right, but that goes up to there. Okay, I got it. Just like that. There's a screw that goes in right here. And that retains the jack plate. Okay, and we're going to put some grease on that jack plate. A little bit right there and a little bit right up in there. And I'll try to use a Q-tip to get it there. And the next thing in is going to be the pinion and yoke. Okay, a little bit of grease on that pinion, yoke, and it goes in just like that. Are you watching? The next thing is the anti-reverse dog and cog. Now that thing, I don't take them off of there if I don't have to, but it stays on that cog. There's two teeth that stay on that. Just leave that on there when you take it apart. If you can, try to clean it with it on there. And it goes on like that. And this is your anti-reverse switch where you turn anti-reverse on and off. Anti-reverse is on right now. We'll check that. Yes, the entire verse is on. Okay, so a little bit of, just a drop of oil on that. Don't put any oil or grease on this. Don't need it. This keeps popping loose. I don't know why. That seems really, really loose. Probably because something's not seated right or something. That's really, really odd. I'm wondering if I got the tube turned around wrong. No, can't be wrong. But that's not acceptable to have that much slop. Oh, come on. I don't really know what else to do about that because there's nothing missing there. Okay. Let's get a little bit of cow's grease out here. This is your friction washer. It goes down on here. Then you got your drag washer. Lube it up good. That's an old leather drag washer. It's old. I don't know when this reel was made. That'd be a good question. Or somebody out there might know. Put some lube on your gear. Take your fingers and work that in. Get it down in those teeth good. Slide that in place. Okay. You got your press plate. You got your concave convex. They go opposing each other. And I'll lock them up first thing. There we go. That one goes down on there. This is a spacer, and you want there's a step in it. The step goes up so it contacts the bearing, the inner race of the bearing. Like that. Oops, and then your bearing. Okay. Your two springs. And we are ready for the cover plate. They go into those two bosses right there, or posts. And we can't tighten that down yet, but we've got these screws, and they go into these little brass bushings like that. And they'll go on there. Those have to be in there. It's one on each screw. All right. Let's go ahead and put our drag on. We can put a little bit of grease on that. And this one, I want to say it threads standard thread rotation. Yeah, because it's a Daiwa. Why not? Okay, so everything's working there. You've got this bushing here goes down in. That's what your spool shaft rides on. Now let's put the spool in. A little bit of oil on the spool shaft. Slide it up in there. Put some oil back here. You can put your cover on. It's pretty oily. And tighten your thumb screws down. And I don't have the handle out here. What did I do with that handle? Let's go find it. I think I left it in the parts washer. Hang on just a second. Oh yeah, it ought to be good clean now. Good day. Awesome. Full of sand. Get this sand out, I'll be right back. Okay. She's good and clean now. Handle washer. The bends in it go down towards the drag washer. You put your handle on and your nut. I think that's going to do it right there. Let's see. You want it to line up with that screw hole. I believe that's pretty close. You have to give it just a little bit more. Okay. Let's wipe off all this excess. It's oily, but it's clean. And it's protected. And it's ready to catch a fish. I'm not big on the Daiwa bait casters. I'm a Ambassador Shimano guy. I don't know. I've never really had a Daiwa I would throw on a consistent basis when I was fishing tournaments and stuff. I just didn't have one that I liked. I had several on the boat. They were rigged with stuff I didn't use a lot. Like most bass fishermen, I had probably 30 rods on the boat rigged. And at the time, I wasn't very wealthy. Some things don't change. And I was raising 3 kids. I made do with whatever I could pick up used at flea markets or whatever, and I had a couple of Daiwas because of that. And I used those reels for backup stuff. Sand's still falling. Look at that. Sand's still falling out of this reel. These last couple of reels I've done been really sandy. Okay. All right, let's throw in the flipping. See, when you got it set to flip, it just pops back automatically. If you cut the anti-reverse off, you can crank it either way. That's a nice feature. Your mag control should work. Yep. This reel could be converted to 2 more ball bearings, one under the handle shaft and one on this end of the reel. Really, I would only do this one over here. You don't really need to worry about the handle shaft. The main thing is you get it where it casts good. I was worried about this, but it's all looking pretty good. That's an excellent reel for somebody who wants the old vintage Daiwa. Of course, on the Daiwa, when you go more drag, you get less. If you want less drag, you get more. Great way to lose a fish. Oh, Daiwa. Well, there it is, folks. That's a 1500 FL 2-ball bearing. It's HT 1500 FL 2-ball bearing reel. It's got the mag force drag, auto cast, backwards drag, all the options. I can't remember on the Daiwas if the level line, no it doesn't. So tip of the day, if you're fishing with a reel that the level line doesn't move with the spool, when you get through cranking back in, leave it right there in the middle. Hit cast, and that way all the line pays out right to the middle. If you leave it to one side or the other, the line's got to go there and then back out. It's kind of a, I think it's a disadvantage, but let's give that worm gear a little more oil. We'll give it a little bit of a heavier oil. I can kind of hear it in there. Yeah, now it's quiet. There it is. Folks, thanks for watching. This video is going to come out probably around Christmas or right before Christmas. Maybe even Thanksgiving. I'm just now recovering from my surgery. I go back to work in 2 weeks. So I'm trying to get caught up before I go back to work, but I'm not really behind. I'm months ahead. Months. Like 6 months ahead. So when this video comes out, I'll be back to work and feeling pretty good. Hopefully no other problems, right? I appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate the comments. Please like and subscribe. Share these videos with people. If you know somebody who just wants to watch somebody else tinker, you know, I get a lot of that. I get some of my followers. They just like to watch people tinker with stuff. I follow other guys. I follow other diesel mechanics, and they just like to take stuff apart, put it back together. You know, I follow Diesel Creek. I follow Watch West Work. Vice Grip Garage. I love him. Derek's great. These are some of the ones I watch. I'm an automotive diesel guy, and so share these with people and get my interest out there. I'm heading into retirement here in a year, and I'd love to be able to subsidize my retirement by working on fishing reels. And I'm thinking about some different avenues on that. But anyway, like and subscribe. Take a kid fishing, and thanks for watching. Okay, sorry about that. I had to run. Something came up. Whew. Okay. I want to get this. Oh, I see how it goes. Okay, this is easy enough. Take that cap off right there. I believe it has a plastic shim in it, but that'll be okay. I don't think I have to take that out to clean it. Let me lift that out of there. Then this whole thing can just slide out. This can come out. I think we're as far down as we need to go on this. It's really dirty. But we're going to clean this up. And somebody, when they purchase this from me, is going to get a nice little mag force. I don't know why I couldn't finish that up before I had to run do what I did, but things happen. That's all we'll say. So that did go. That little bitty shim goes on the back side of that. It goes up on top of that dog or paw, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we're going to clean this up. And I'll be back again.